Back here on Championship Court, Rob Nunnery, as you see on camera, warming up for this semifinal matchup. The 39-year-old out of Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, looking to move on to the gold medal match on Sunday. His partner, Megan Fudge, technically out of Bel Air, Florida, but
she could be
a citizen of the world, as living in their RV with husband Ryler DeHart and their two children, Lily and RJ. Their opponents, Yana Newell, age 26, out of Kansas City, Missouri. Yana Newell, a lot of firepower. We've seen her and Brendan Long earlier. Liked what they did and made some adjustments against Ryler DeHart and Bobby Oshiro to take that one in 3. And her partner, Brendan Long, 34 years old, Naples, Florida, been playing pickleball longer than probably all 3 of the other competitors on court put together. But Brendan Long, a force to be reckoned with in the middle. And when he's playing well and playing active, he is trouble. But we got a good matchup here in this semifinal. Chad, what are you looking for, particularly out of either team, to kind of give you an X factor in this matchup?
Well, I think we're going to go back to, for Long and Newell, the X factor for that one is Brendan Long. He has to step up and be aggressive, but it has to be controlled, and he has to be able to put the pressure on it and in a sense, kind of set Newell up. As we saw in the quarterfinals, they came out, were a little too aggressive, a few too many errors, but once they started controlling things back in, that pressure proved too much. Here, do I think Nunnery and Fudge are really going to be as affected by the pressure? Potentially a little bit. Not as much as what we saw with Oshiro and DeHart. But I think overall X factor is going to be the defense of Nunnery and Fudge. They get so many balls back, and then how quickly they can turn the offense or the defense into offense.
And think of the 2 women on the court, too. When they play women's doubles, both of these women like to play the left side. But both of these women in this match will be playing the right side. And to top it off, Yana Newell, Megan Fudge playing with each other coming up tomorrow in women's doubles. So that matchup cross court, who can really control that dink between Megan Fudge and Yana Newell cross court on the forehand, I think is going to be an X factor in this one for me. But again, going to be an interesting matchup. Rob Nunnery and Brendan Long pulling the trigger. Nunnery with that mixer.
And so we're getting ready to get underway here, our first semifinal matchup of our mixed doubles action here at the APP Vlasic Classic, Cincinnati.
Ooh, wow.
Megan Fudge starting things off. Well-placed ball right at the hip of Brendan Long.
Well, good read, good counter there from Fudge on the speed up from Nunnery as he went right at Yana Newell. She was all over it, but so was Megan Fudge on the counter.
Nice control there from Long. Just reaches in, paddle head underneath the ball. Good layback of the hand and the acceleration up through it to create the top spin.
Oh, wind pushed that return there from Nunnery wide.
We're seeing that the wind, well, the wind's now going from right to left on the screen. Last game, it was left to right. Who knows? By game 2 here, it'll be north-south. And that ball stayed in. Nunnery's like, how did it stay in?
Yeah.
Are they calling for a carry?
No.
I don't think he carried it at all.
No, Rob and Megan are saying he carried it. The referee did not call
No. I'm saying
yeah.
Nunnery and
Talk with her. She can see it in there? I did not hear it or see it, no.
So getting some clarification on the court here. Fudge and Nunnery saying that Brendan Long carried the ball, which walk us through exactly what they saw that made them think that.
No, you can
Well,
only
there's
count
two
once.
things, right? You can, if it's in one motion and you hit the ball twice, it's okay. If you're in the motion and the ball stays on the paddle for an extended period of time, then it's considered a carry.
Carry is,
Right.
carry is illegal. Double hit is legal.
Right now, Nunnery and Fudge are saying that that ball stayed on Brendan Long's paddle too long. It carried it and then stayed in.
Nunnery flicking that one cross court.
Well, good control right there, too. He didn't want to hit that too hard, go wide. He keeps it in, rolls it, gets on top of it.
2-1-2.
So it's 2-1-2, the score for Long serve.
Oh, nice
there.
read from Jana Newell, but she gets over the top of it a little too much. But a great shake and bake there from Long and Newell.
That one, Long tries to do a little too much. You see the hand lay back, palm facing the sky as he accelerates forward. It just pushes that ball deep. Oh, that was the mixer.
Fudge trying to call Nunnery off that ball, but gets on top of it and sends it back over the net for the winner.
He's all over it. Doesn't matter. It's the win. He wanted to pad his stats a little bit, get the winner on his stat sheet.
Just missing that is Megan Fudge. She really couldn't get too much topspin on it because it was kept nice and low. If she was able to get a little more topspin on that, she would have kept that in, but good placement there from Long and Newell.
Fudge with the serve, 3-2-2. Oh, a little miscommunication in the middle. Newell and Long both going for that ball. Ends up as a point for Fudge and Nunnery.
And just look a little out of sorts right now, are Brendan Long and Jana Newell. Kind of got to get back to that good communication.
5-2-2. A hands battle going the way of Newell and Long.
Well, that was a better exchange there as well. As Jan and Newell shorten up the swing, and again, when we're short and compact and we hit through the ball and we extend, we end up back in the ready position, which makes the transition from backhand to forehand a lot faster.
Oh, Jana Newell. Beautiful forehand finish.
Well, that's what I want from Jana Newell. I want Jana Newell to go 1, 2, even maybe 3 times to the forehand of Megan Fudge, then go behind Nunnery with one, and now open up that court, right? I don't think she's going to get hurt if she does that, but she's got to get into that pattern first. Oh, that defense is impeccable from Megan Fudge, and she lets Brendan Long know about it.
A beautiful dig in the middle of that point.
A good pressure right there from Nunnery, keeping Jana Newell back, but Newell and Long do answer, get back within 2 here.
5-3-1, the score for Rob Nunnery's serve.
Yeah, the ball was just wide.
Nunnery called it good. He nodded his head.
This might be, I'm not even going to say it. Might be the first. Hold on, is Fudge challenging
Referee
Nunnery's
timeout.
call?
Yes.
We have a challenge of Fudge and Nunnery's own call. That it was out.
So Megan Fudge is challenging Rob Nunnery.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That-
So
I'm-
Nunnery called it in,
Challenge
and then Fudge is calling the
5,
call.
3, 1. We will proceed with video challenge.
Close from there.
That's on the line. The ball's in.
From that angle, it does look that way.
Yeah.
So, taking another look at the video review here. Fudge wanting to make sure that there's no doubt about where that ball was. They have a 5-3 lead here in game number 1 of our mixed doubles. Dave Stewart is our video official, taking a look at it. Fudge and Nunnery up by 2 here in game number 1 of our mixed doubles semifinal. Spot on Championship Sunday secured for the winner of this match.
So this match, one more match. We have at least coming up, second semifinal. Losers of those 2 matches will play for the bronze medal match tonight.
So we're still waiting on the official confirmation of this call, which Nunnery called in. Fudge wasn't sure, so they asked for the challenge.
Not sure if there's enough evidence
I don't know
to
if there's
overrule
the right
it.
angle there.
Oh, here we go. Oh, looks like it.
Oh,
It's got a
not-
frame in it.
The ball was out.
ball called out after video review, and that is about as close as you can get. Great job by our cameras
call
capturing
on
just
court
down the
stands.
line there.
We will resume at 6-3-1 with Nunnery serving.
So as you just heard, it's 6-3-1.
Sorry, maybe you're serving. No. Okay. You're right.
Just trying to make sure we have the right server. It is Nunnery serving. They came in at 5-3-1.
Fudge and
Now
Nunnery
it's
lose a
6-3-1.
challenge. You have 2 challenges remaining. Long and Newell have 3 challenges.
I got to figure out who it was that challenged right here, because I thought it was Megan
You have
that challenged.
up the script.
So then you challenge your own call and you lose the challenge. But you get the point.
Because Nunnery's call was wrong.
Yeah.
And so they lose the challenge.
But get a point.
But get a
But
point.
they get a point.
I'll take that. I'll take it.
So
That's a
technically,
trade-off.
the challenges are unlimited, but after you fail 3 of them, you get a technical
5-3-2.
warning.
Sorry. Referee correction.
Yeah.
6-3-2.
So
6-3-1.
after it's all said and done,
6-3-1.
We're going all over the place right now.
I'm sorry, referee
So let's
correction.
go called 6-3-1.
6-3-1.
there we go. 6-3-1, the score for Nunnery serve here in game number 1 of our mixed doubles semifinal.
I think Brennan Long gave Yana Newell a little hip check on the 3rd shot drop right there as he came in and hit that, pushed her onto the sideline. I'm going to take this one.
Great spot there from Rob Nunnery. Long gets a paddle on it, but can't get it back over the net, so it's a 7-3 lead. Long. Nunnery feels like he was saved by the net on that point, huh?
Yeah, the ball a little high. Long was all over it.
So it's 8-3-2 here in game number 1. Megan Fudge with the serve.
Nice step in and speed up there from Fudge as well. Finds the right spot. Newell just a little late. Getting to the ball with the big take back.
So a timeout called here on the court by Yana Newell and Brendan Long. as they trail 9-3 here in game number 1. Fudge and Nunnery, slowly but surely, just building up a 6-point lead here in game 1.
Well, what Long and Newell, ever since the start of this game and this match in general, they just haven't looked in unison.
Yep.
They've kind of looked out of sorts. You know, I don't know kind of what's going on. They looked a lot better in game 2 and 3, but again, hey,
it looks like game 1 of the quarterfinals.
Right, they lost 11-0 in the quarters in game 1 and then bounced back, but we'll see if they can do that again here. But I mean, still time in game 1, but right now they look just kind of off, out of sorts, almost kind of questioning, you know, what they're going to do, how they're going to attack, if they're going to attack.
So they have a little bit of room to get back in sync, but not much, as Fudge and Nunnery sit 2 points away from taking game 1. Megan Fudge trying to make that 1 with this serve.
Oh, no, that's another out ball. Oh, he's going to take a chunk out of his hat. He bites the hat. And he had that in the last match we had him right in front of us on the sideline. He played a ball that was probably 5 feet out. This one, too, trying to take a bite out of his hat right there in frustration.
So it's a side out here. Long and Newell with a chance to dig into this lead, but Fudge very aggressive on that point. Finds a good spot.
Another mixer there from Nunnery, taking it cross body on Newell. The only thing she can do is kind of hit that tomahawk, get on top of it, half scorpion.
Nunnery coming through that ball with too much on it.
Wagging his tongue, coming through the transition area, going, I missed that one, I had that one.
9-3-2.
9-3-2. Megan Fudge with the second serve. Well defended around the post from Yana Newell, but can't get it back in bounds.
Yeah, you see how he mixes this one around the post, too. Watch him get around this, whip that ball back in.
Game point opportunity here. Megan Fudge with the serve.
Oh, that is ridiculously good right there from Nunnery. Again, just setting the angle, and all he has to do is accelerate through that ball.
And it gets them the win in game number 1. Megan Fudge and Rob Nunnery take it 11-3 over Brendan Long and Yana Newell. Game 2 of our mixed doubles semifinal number 1 when we come back to the Queen City.
Pro XR Pickleball Paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game, because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
When I have pain from arthritis, I grab BioFreeze. Unlike Voltaren, BioFreeze provides fast-acting relief. I can apply it to more areas of my body, and it's NSAID-free. Cool the pain, so I can get back on the court.
Everyone knows standing still doesn't get you where you want to go. It's all about movement and progression, power, strength, innovation, expertise. On the court, off the court, and on the way to the court, you have to expect more out of yourself. And you should expect more of the company who makes your tires. Getting you more miles, traction, and safety is why we get up in the morning. Let's drive forward. Expect more. Fortune Tires.
Welcome back to Cincinnati. Megan Fudge and Rob Nunnery take game one over Yana Newell and Brendan Long. Two of the veterans here on the APP Tour and proving why with that 11-3 game one victory. In this second game, what do Newell and Long need to do to have a repeat of their quarterfinals performance?
Same thing they did in their quarterfinals.
So quarterfinals, they lost game one 11-0.
Try to figure out which way Nunnery is going to hit that flick.
Yeah, if you can. He's using that mixer too well right now. And again, he's kind of got Yana Newell jammed up a little bit. But again, be a goldfish. Let that first game go and try and figure out Nunnery's shots. So we're trying to see what's going on with...
They're having a discussion over the challenge of their own call.
It was Megan Fudge and Brendan Long talking to our lead referee, Mike Bumgardner. See if they can bounce back here like they did in the quarterfinal against Oshiro and DeHart.
Yana Newell with the serve to get us started.
Long's like, whoops. Not the start that they were looking for right there.
That's not it.
Big serve from Megan Fudge.
Oh, right into the body of Long.
Well, I think that's what Yana Newell needs to do. Yana Newell needs to try and find that right foot, that outside foot of Megan Fudge and see if she can do anything with it. But right there, Fudge doing a great job of keeping that in, and then they initiate that firefight.
Beautiful Ernie there from Brendan Long. And then Yana Newell there to finish the point.
Yeah, Newell not going to miss that one right there. That's a gimme overhead. But a nice Ernie there from Brendan Long to start that off.
That's Christmas in May for Yana Newell. Side out here. And it will be Yana Newell with the serve.
Yeah, that's a tough spot there for Brendan Long. He runs around that backhand to hit a forehand, takes it down the line, but what that does is it just opens up too much room through the middle. He's not able to recover back there.
A big serve right there from Brendan Long. Put a lot of pressure on Megan Fudge and tie this game up early on at 1 apiece.
Brendan Long with the serve. Score 1-1-2 here in game number 2.
That's the right choice there from Long, but just needs to stay even shorter on that second attack.
So it's a side out. Rob Nunnery with the serve. Oh, Newell down the line, beautifully placed. Nunnery gets a paddle on it, but not enough to get it back over the net.
1-1-2.
Saw that a lot in that quarterfinal. Some unforced errors on service returns. Those are killer free points.
Brendan Long getting big for the well-placed ball at the feet of Nunnery. Can't get it off the bounce. So it'll be a side out here. Another chance to tie things up for Newell and Long.
1-2-1.
Quickly on to their second serve here for Long and Newell. Fudge and Nunnery just looking in sync to start game number 2. Oy. A lot of help off the tape there.
Never know with that ball when it goes up in the air, too. If it's going to get knocked down, you better make sure that ball goes out right there. Nice answer here from Newell and Long. He's got Ben Newell in the background.
Yeah, we got some hedges being blown around over there with the wind.
Ben's keeping everybody safe.
Oh, the defense again from Fudge and Nunnery.
Just so impressive. Gets the ball back on their side. 2-2-1 score for Fudge's serve. Great placement there from Yana Newell. Fudge can't get out of the way of it.
Newell got away with one, too, because there was a floater in there from Fudge cross court. Newell was like 3-4 feet behind the kitchen line. If she's up at the kitchen line, it's a dead put away.
Come on. How many times do you have to hit a ball through Fudge and Nunnery?
To win a point. Get anything.
To get anything,
yeah.
Really. To even get an advantage in a point. Oh.
Good talk there from Brendan Long as Newell was wound up and ready to go.
I thought that the wind was going to blow that back in the court, though.
Oh.
Brendan Long with a little
Brendan
bit
Long,
of shadow.
he said no way.
Yeah, that one didn't fool him at all. He read that one the whole way. But that's a little different right there too. So on the backhand, the mixer that we're talking about is where he just drops that backhand down and you can go down the line through the middle, cross court. On the forehand, it's not as easy. You can either take it straight ahead or cross. It's very difficult to keep that same one and take it.
And let's counter
inside.
A few more for winners before we start saying no way.
Yeah.
Brendan Long, one of our more animated tours that we've seen here on the APP tour. And the relative irony of that is that he used to play poker. And so he's very good at concealing his emotions when necessary. But I caught up with him after quarterfinals, and he says, I don't have to do that here. Loves showing his emotion and clearly invested in this game.
Oh,
good jump like duck right there. Nunnery's like, ta-da! I got out of the way.
Yes. Oh. That's the forehand mixer right there. And again, but it was in a good position. He wasn't pulled away. He had it right on his right foot. Had a few options.
Nice reach in there from Long. Fudge was sliding to the right a little bit, cover line. Left a nice opening through the middle there for Long.
Pushes Megan Fudge and Rob Nunnery onto their second serve. Oh, just missing that one wide is Rob Nunnery.
Almost rolls that in right there. Again, I think wind pushed that down a little bit on him. Much better job, because what Newell and Long have been doing is they've been speeding up. It would be at Nunnery, then at Fudge. Right there was at Nunnery, then in the middle.
Yeah.
Right? You've got to find the opening if you're going to hit a winner right there.
Set it up, put it away, but take away from the middle to open the middle.
Correct. Fudge and Nunnery, their hands are too good. If they can get a paddle on it, it's coming back over.
Long pointing to the LED boards there in the back, saying one of those balls was going to go off of that.
But knowing that and getting out of the way of it, two very different things.
Oh, nice drive from behind the baseline by Jana Newell. Created a lot of dip on that.
Ties us up at 5-5-2. Jana Newell with the serve.
Newell trying to attack that through the transition area. Issue was that she's moving and she's trying to hit that right there. I don't mind her coming up and taking some time away, but she's moving forward. Set your feet and pull the trigger on that next ball.
Oh, beautifully executed Ernie from Brendan Long.
Yeah, and better balls there from Newell. A little bit more aggressive on the draw, on the dinks. I'm sorry, it puts some pressure on Megan Fudge.
Nunnery kills that drop shot right there, where it just dies right in front of Jana Newell. She can't do anything with it, even though she's trying to take that out of the air. Big counter on the forehand from Jana Newell.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the benefits of her big swing. The downside is if the timing isn't perfect,
right,
then she gets jammed up and that ball sprays. But she certainly doesn't lack power, that's for sure.
That's tough right there. I mean, Brendan Long said no right as soon as she hit it, and then it turns around and is like, wow. And he goes, that's a great ball.
Lands inside the line. Off the paddle, looked like it was going a foot out. We've seen so many of those here today. Off the paddle, it looks like the ball's going way out, and then it lands inside the line.
That one, the correct call of out for Brendan
It still
Long.
wasn't as far out
Right.
as what it initially looked off the paddle.
Very true. But it's enough out that it ties us up at 6-all. 6-6-2, the score for Jana Newell's serve.
That ball's almost in the booth. Long swinging just a little too big there.
Gimme right there for Brendan Long. Just tries to get on top of it too much. Almost got a little nonchalant on it.
Yeah, just dropped the hand.
Good change of pace there from Brendan Long. Catches Nunnery and Fudge all the way back at the baseline. Nunnery gets a paddle on it, but that ball sailing wide.
Covering his mouth so he doesn't say anything or scream anything, because he got exactly what he wanted to get right there on the one-handed backhand coming in. And as we inch along here, no one can gain more than a 1-point lead here. Oh,
I think that ball was going to stay in there.
Yeah.
Nunnery made the right decision to try to get a paddle on it. It's just the decision was too late. That's the power and aggression from Newell and Long that we saw in games 2 and 3 of that quarterfinal. This time, Newell steps up, good drive, short on the next ball, and then Long steps over, gets that final ball that's elevated enough to put it through the court. When they calm themselves down, they shorten their swings up. They make it look effortless when they execute. However, it's not that easy to make it look effortless when you're trying to hit it with so hard.
And what did they find right there? That was a 1-2-3 combo, but it was a 1 at Nunnery, 2 was at Fudge. The 3 wasn't back at either one of them. It was through the middle. All right, so they got to find those holes and those gaps.
So Brendan Long and Yana Newell finding themselves in a very similar situation to the quarterfinals, where they lose game 1 handily to their opponents, but then in game 2, they find their rhythm, find the way to battle back into these points. In the quarterfinals, they did not take their final lead in game 2 until the score was 9-8. So they have it 1 point earlier here in game 2 of our semifinals. Now it's a matter of being able to close this game out to force a game 3. Yana Newell trying to extend that lead here.
That ball got a little too close to Nunnery's right foot there. Just wide.
I didn't miss by much on the sideline there.
Another look at this one. Some great resets in the middle of this point.
Oh, wow. It doesn't get any closer than that right there. Still on serve here.
9-7-2 the score for Brendan Long and his serve.
Oh, get fired up there, Brendan Long.
Understandably so. Game point opportunity here for Brendan Long and Yana Newell. With the 10-7 lead, Brendan Long can force a decisive game 3 with this serve.
Big serve from Long.
And just when we thought we were going to have a quarterfinal that was 2 games, we're going to 3.
This semifinal is heading to its 3rd game to decide who earns their spot on Sunday. Game 3 of our first mixed doubles semifinal when we come back to Cincinnati.
When my hearing changed, Hearing Life understood. I don't just want to keep hearing my friends. I want to keep being me.
Book a complimentary hearing assessment with one of our hearing professionals and see how our personalized care can help you keep being you. Love your ears at Hearing Life.
When I have pain from arthritis, I grab BioFreeze. Unlike Voltaren, BioFreeze provides fast-acting relief. I can apply it to more areas of my body, and it's NSAID-free. Cool the pain, so I can get back on the court.
Welcome back to mixed doubles semifinal number 1 of the APP Vlasic Classic, Cincinnati. Game 1 goes to Rob Nunnery and Megan Fudge. Yana Newell and Brendan Long fight back to take game 2. Winner of this one advances to our gold medal match and a spot on Championship Sunday here in the Queen City, Cincinnati, Ohio. What do Fudge and Nunnery need to do in order to get back in to this third game and have it look a lot more like game one for them.
Well, again, they have to dictate pace of play right now. And what you had was Yana Newell and Brendan Long dictating that pace of play, going with those combos, a 1-2 combo, 1-2-3 combo, where they'd go at Nunnery or at Fudge and then find a hole. Typically, it was in the middle. So who can dictate the pace of play early on?
1-0-2. Megan Fudge with the serve.
Oh, good hands from Long there to stay in the point after the good speed up there from Fudge, but just overhitting that last ball. And smarter there from Newell. Didn't try to do too much. Rolled some balls down to the feet of Nunnery, gets that ball elevated, and then it's a good controlled swing through the middle.
Gets the ball on their side for the first time in this third game. Yana Newell with the serve.
Talk about coverage in the middle from Yana Newell, because Brendan Long hits this drop, and he's almost looking for an Ernie if Fudge was going to give it to him. She didn't, and Yana covered in the middle. Oh, just came up through it a little bit.
So if the tone is going to be set in these first few points, we're in for a good one. Back and forth, really tight, well-constructed points. Back-to-back cross-court dings. Fudge just cannot get over the net.
Well, once that ball gets back behind the right foot, very difficult to bring it back and get it over. Need to drop that right foot, give some separation.
Yana Newell was not fooled by the speed up, and again, Fudge stepping back to speed that up. Newell just sits heavy two-hander in the middle. I'd like to see Fudge try and go down the line there, but she doesn't. Yana's dead red in the middle.
So a quick timeout called in this third game by Megan Fudge and Rob Nunnery as Yana Newell and Brendan Long go on a 4-0 run to take a 4-2 lead here in game number 3.
I'm a little surprised by this right now. In this third game, I would have thought that it was going to be Fudge and Nunnery who were going to dictate the pace, come out. The veterans been here, done that, and going to come out and take charge. They really haven't.
Yeah, but we saw it in the quarterfinal as well for Long and Newell, where they got that momentum in game 2. They got the feel for the size of the swing, the aggression that they needed to have, and then kept going with it in game 3.
It's like game 1's a warm-up for them.
I mean, I'm sure they'd like to
I don't know
have
if
that not be the case.
Yeah, we don't want to test those waters too many times, but
But it certainly has been that way so far.
Yes.
Quarters for sure. Semis looking very similar as they have a lead here, albeit very early here in game number 3.
We got some cardiac kids playing today, right? Was it Bar and Lane were facing
7 match points?
Fought off 7 match points in 2 matches.
We're just trying to make sure that the crowd here in Cincinnati gets the great pickleball that they deserve.
Well, that's a good thing we already have gray hair, Dump.
Very true. Wow, Yana Newell she knew what she was going to do with that ball. As soon as Nunnery returned it, attack mode, 6-2 lead on the end change.
Well, she's got a little pep in her step right now, too. She's really bouncing around the court. High energy, high intensity with the footwork.
Understandably so, as she and Brendan Long have this 4-point lead at the end change here in game number 3. Winner of this game wins the match and moves on to our gold medal match on Sunday. But certainly on paper, you would think that Fudge and Nunnery are far from out of this one. just based on their experience, based on their veteran play, and the amount of times that they have clawed back both individually from positions like this, Tom.
Yeah, 100%. They're not out of this by any means. A 4-point lead is nothing in pickleball. We've seen 10-point leads be nothing in pickleball. So right here, down 4, end change. Maybe the end change will give them a little bit of momentum here. So we'll see.
It is going to be Yana Newell, who is locked in and been in sync so far in this third game with the serve. And just extends the lead.
6-point run right now?
7.
7?
Yeah, it was 2-0.
Oh, yeah, it's 7-2. Oh. Finally, Nunnery gets Newell to throw the timing off a little bit. Goes crossbody after the forehand.
But that just pushes them onto their second serve. So more opportunities here. Brendan Long trying to extend this 5-point lead. Instead, a big return from Megan Fudge gives them the side out.
And right there at 7-2 in game 3 against the 1 seed, you have to make that third. Just get it over. Wow, nice spot.
That may have been out. Tough to see here from our angle as far as
they're going to
challenge it. They're going to challenge their own call again.
Rob goes, I called it in, but
I'm
it's
going
out.
to challenge it.
No, he goes, I called it in, but it's out. So
The in call puts us at. What's that?
Okay, so
an in call will put us at 2-7-2.
Yep.
An out call will put us at 3-7-1. But here's the kind of dilemma again for Fudge and Nunnery is that if they do lose this challenge,
they only have one more before being assessed a technical warning. One more failed challenge.
It resets again. It resets each game.
Ah, so then they have 2 more.
Yeah. Oh, that ball's in. You can see it just underneath the paddle. That ball's in.
Great look down the sideline
right
here.
on the line.
Yep, looks right on that line right there.
Even catching the outside half of that sideline, but just needs to hit the white for it to be called in. So we're going to get the official call here from our USA Pickleball crew.
It's pretty close, but yeah, looks to be in. But Chad, we've been wrong before.
So if it is called in, then it will be 7-2, 2-7-2 technically, and it will be Fudge and Nunnery onto their second serve. If it is out, then Fudge and Nunnery get the point.
Megan's still holding hope right here. That is 3-7. Because she looks like she wants to serve here at 3-7. But again, they do not see this. What we get to see, but again, we've been wrong before, so Megan may be right. Who knows?
So what has impressed you about the way that Newell and Long have come out in this third game to get either this 5-point lead?
I think it was impressive that they came out and have been on a 7-0 run.
Yeah.
Especially going down 2-0 really quick. They answered, settled back in, which was nice. But again, they've continued to play well, play clean, and those kind of 1-2 combos they've used have been pretty good.
Yep.
And they're using that and going at Fudge, at Nunnery, and then finding a hole.
So we're getting a really good close look here at that ball. Take another look here.
Oh.
After video review, the ball is in.
So the ball
Nunnery
called
and Fudge
in.
have 3 challenges remaining. Brandon Long and Newell have 3 challenges remaining. We will resume play at 3-7-2.
How do you challenge your own call, lose the challenge, but
15
keep your
seconds.
challenge? I think right now, Nunnery and Fudge have found a loophole in the system.
3-7-2.
It's 2-7-2.
Okay, so coming out of this challenge, the ball is called in. So we're getting some clarification here, but we believe it should be 2-7-2.
It is. It's 2-7-2. Mike Baumgartner, our head of referees.
All right,
Talking
so
with both of our referees on court.
on the second serve, what do you want to see Fudge and Nunnery do to try and get this point?
I mean, right now, it's, again, got to have a big serve. Got to have a good third. Got to drop, I think. I think kind of challenging Newell and Long right now has not been successful. They're countering really well, so I'd like to see a good drop and then get into the point. The issue right now is one of their strengths is Nunnery speeding up off the bounce with the mixer, right? The issue is that if you're missing that right now, you're giving a side out, they're up by 5. You know, you have to be kind of really strategic with that at this point. It's easier to use those shots and speed up and play a little more free when you have a lead. Now you're down in game 3 by 5. You may be a little more tentative and think a little bit more about what you're going to do with that ball.
They're still going back and forth with this. Right now, not only has Nunnery and Fudge found a loophole in the system, but they managed to get a point off of a ball that Brendan Long hit in.
It's impossible. That is physically impossible, Chad. That cannot happen.
And the other thing that's going to be really interesting, right, is obviously this is a new rule to the 2024 APP Tour. So you want to make sure that not only is it done correctly and the call is made right, but then that all of the things that come after the call happen the way that it needs to.
Yeah.
And so what's going to be interesting out of here is this is now an extended break as well,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
And so who comes out of this sort of uncalled timeout?
This is more not even like a timeout. This is more like a medical timeout.
Yeah, this is a...
Because we're going on 5 minutes right now of a break, and you have Long and Newell. If I'm Long and Newell, this is bothering me a lot right now that we just can't fix this because we want to get back on court and get going with a 5-point lead on second server.
Especially because they are the ones who have had the momentum. And so that's going to be really interesting to watch from a dynamics perspective. If you are, let's say, Long and Newell to start with, and you have this lead, and you know that this has been an extended thing, and you guys are the ones to lose the momentum, what do you do? What is the conversation as a team to make sure you lock back in as soon as play begins?
Sorry, I will be brutally honest with you right now. I completely zoned out of what you were saying, trying to read the referee's lips.
Well, so what I'm curious about is obviously there's a lot of discussion happening, but Long and Newell at the end of the day have to lock back in and try to build.
Absolutely.
So what's the conversation to get your teammate back locked into the game at hand?
It's a freeze. It's like icing the kicker right now.
Right.
You know, you just have to come back in and say, okay, you know, yes, we've had a little bit of an extended delay right here. We have to try and get the feet moving, pick up the intensity, and go straight from the moment that ball is served. If they get caught with the feet flat, heels back, you know, weight back on the heels, then you know we have that issue. But in essence, it's both teams right now that are kind of getting this freeze.
So it's going to be a matter of who can come out of this freeze and get back to their game as quickly as possible. So just to recap how we got to this point, Megan Fudge and Rob Nunnery took game 1 11-3, but Yana Newell and Brendan Long, no strangers to having to come back after a large defeat in game one. Let's see how Fudge and Nunnery got it done here in game one. What was the key, Chad?
Well, a big part is that mixer from Rob Nunnery. You can hold the paddle so quietly and so consistently as far as being able to take that ball anywhere that he wants to go.
But then game two, we saw Brendan Long and Yana Newell lock in here. What was the key?
And it's the controlled aggression. It's the power, but not trying to do too much, as we see a good attack there from Newell and the finish by Long.
And so that brings us right here. It is currently being discussed after a challenge called on the court in game number 3. We are trying to figure out the score, the server, and we'll do that on the other side of this break. Stick with us. We'll be right back in Cincinnati.
When I have pain from arthritis, I grab BioFreeze. Unlike Voltaren, BioFreeze provides fast-acting relief. I can apply it to more areas of my body, and it's NSAID-free. Cool the pain, so I can get back on the court.
Everyone knows standing still doesn't get you where you want to go. It's all about movement and progression. Power, strength, innovation, expertise. On the court, off the court, and on the way to the court, you have to expect more out of yourself. And you should expect more of the company who makes your tires. Getting you more miles, traction, and safety is why we get up in the morning. Let's drive forward. Expect more. Fortune Tires.
Humana would like to recognize Greg Woodsum for the Humana Human Care Spotlight. Greg has provided an extensive amount of knowledge and time to the APP throughout many volunteer roles over the last 3 years. Humana and the APP cannot thank you enough for your dedication to helping and growing the game of pickleball, Greg. Welcome back live to Cincinnati, Ohio, the Queen City, where the crowd has gotten some really exciting pickleball throughout this mixed doubles game, this mixed doubles action on this Friday afternoon. Awesome stadium seating set up here at the Sawyer Point Pickleball facility.
Here, the Church Bros.
Game 1 goes the way of Megan Fudge and Rob Nunnery, but game 2 was all about Yana Newell and Brendan Long and how they were able to respond. That is a song that we've already heard today for Long and Newell. Same thing that happened in their quarterfinals when they lost 11-0, then came back and won games 2 and games 3 to punch their ticket right here to the semifinals. And so now they do have the lead here in game number 3, a spot in the gold medal match and a spot on Championship Sunday on the line. What do Newell and Long have to lean into about their game to get it done?
Continue what they did in game 2 and here in game 3. It's the 1-2 combo, the 1-2-3 combo where they go at Fudge, at Nunnery, and then find a hole in the middle. They've been really successful with that through game 2 and here into game 3 with a 5-point lead.
But, Chad, we know that Megan Fudge and Rob Nunnery, both veterans here on the APP Tour and on Championship Sunday. So for them, what do they get back to claw their way back into this game?
Well, they have to look, and again, we talk about it when either side is being aggressive. It's understanding and knowing that this ball is going to be coming hard. You're in a good body position, and you're looking at getting the ball down to the feet. But Nunnery and Fudge are winning the extended points. When they're in the 8, 9, 10 balls plus, they're the ones coming out on top. So they have to try to extend this point, weather off the storm of Newell and Long coming in being aggressive, move the ball around, get it down, and then you'll get back to the ability of being able to flick or attack or take something from below the net to really set the tempo on their side.
So we've had an extended break here in game number 3 following a challenge from Rob Nunnery and Megan Fudge, and now looking to get back to the action here as we await the official call from our USA pickleball referees.
All right, 2-7-2.
2-7-2.
No, we're right on court.
The score here, and side out forced by Brendan Long. So Brendan Long and Jana Newell not just with the lead, but on a 7-0 run here in game number 3 to get this 5-point lead. Brendan Long trying to extend it.
That's not the right ball there from Megan Fudge. It wasn't even like a full speed up right there. It was almost a second guess speed up. And it just fed that ball perfectly to the forehand of Long.
8-2-1, the score for Brendan Long's serve. Long apologizing as soon as that ball came off his paddle and went into the net. Second serve for Jana Newell. Gets on top of it, does Brendan Long for the point.
That all comes down to Jana Newell right there. She reads the mixer, clears the body right there, and is able to now switch it and get that ball down, create the opportunity for Long to put it away.
Good battle right there. Megan Fudge, cross court, getting that win against Jana Newell. She used that right now to get back in this.
So it's a side out here. Megan Fudge with the serve. Trailing by 7.
He got called for the foot fault on the Ernie right there. He ran into Jana Newell trying to come across. Let's see. Got called for the left foot. Yeah, it was when he ran into Jana.
So an extended point, like you talked about, Chad. It ends up going the way of Megan Fudge and Rob Nunnery, but Long and Newell doing a good job to stay patient in that point. Fudge with the serve.
Oh, nice job jumping in the middle there from Jana Newell.
Tell you what, Brendan Long's turned into a defensive player in the last 6 points.
Just in the last 6 points?
Well, I mean, he's always been pretty good at it, but the defense has stepped up.
The little, like, almost pancake reset.
He's resetting balls nicely. He's staying in the rally, the dink rallies. Jana Newell is just setting the tempo, taking the opportunities to speed the ball up, and she's hitting excellent spots.
And now she has forced the side out. Her and her partner, Brendan Long, just 2 points away from earning their spot in the gold medal match.
Look at Newell. Newell's movement caused that right there. She was pinching hard in the middle on the shake and bake.
So it's a match point opportunity here for Brendan Long and Jana Newell. Some incredible resets in there, but finally,
Nunnery's bleeding from his ear right now.
He said his brain's too big.
Another look here.
Did he hit himself?
So it's a second match point opportunity for Jana Newell and Brendan Long.
Oh, Newell gets on top of that ball, doesn't quite get underneath it. Missed opportunity right there off the shorter return.
So it's Rob Nunnery with the serve. And an opportunity to start cutting into this 7-point lead.
Yeah, it's tough.
Beautiful Ernie there from Brendan Long, but Fudge ready for it. Gets the ball behind him.
Yeah, again,
for the point.
He doesn't get much on it right there. And Fudge recognizes and just punches that ball to the vacated area.
4-10-1 score for Nunnery serve. Nice little mid-pace speed up there from Long, but again, Fudge reading it.
I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now. Give me the timeout right now.
5-10.
Well, this one for sure.
Good
Yeah,
lead
it's
there.
Yeah, have to.
From Rob Nunnery, and just like you guys predicted, timeout called on the court by Brendan Long and Yana Newell, because the last thing they want to do is let Megan Fudge and Rob Nunnery start to get some momentum here in Game 3. They've already defended 2 match points, and now they are on a 3-0 run here, cutting this lead.
This is just a reset point right here. So they went away from what had gotten them to 10. Long was taking a couple of unnecessary risks right there, for trying to force the issue of being aggressive in the middle. One with the Ernie, one with the extended reach on the forehand. They were doing a good job. Yes, we were saying that Fudge and Nunnery were winning those extended points, but Newell and Long were doing a good job staying in the point and creating some opportunities. I think right here, yes, they want to be aggressive, but they don't want to do too much.
Time in. 6-10-1.
Oh, Nunnery tried to pull it back.
I don't know though. That was
It
gonna
may
be
have been
that was going to be a lot closer than the other one he played
Take a look
earlier.
here.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to go right down that line.
So it pushes them on to their second serve.
Nunnery, stop it. Oh.
He had the ATP. I think he stopped because Newell was sitting dead red on it. He pulled it back. I think that was the right decision. But right there, a little long from Fudge, but they do answer.
And so it's a third match point opportunity here for Brendan Long and Yana Newell. They're going to get 2 chances on this service side to punch their ticket to Championship Sunday. Yana Newell with the serve. And they get it done.
Wow.
Yana Newell and Brendan Long just cannot be counted out. Unbelievable.
I'm predicting on Sunday that we're going 3 in mixed doubles.
I think you're probably right. Mixed doubles. Semifinal number 1 goes the way of Brendan Long and Yana Newell. We're going to hear from this team that just refuses to quit when we come back to the APP Vlasic Classic, Cincinnati.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the third health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
We'll take a look at Game 3 for Brendan Long and Yana Newell. They came out aggressive, put the pressure on Fudge and Nunnery. And the comeback kids do it again. Then moving on to Championship Sunday, we're going to throw it down to Dominic Catalano, who's courtside for our Franklin post-match interview.
All right, Brendan, I'll start with you again. In quarterfinals and semifinals, you've scored 3 points in game ones. Games 2 and 3 are all you. What's the difference, and what was the difference in that matchup going from game 1 to game 2 again?
I think they just played better than me in the first game. And then, in the first game, you can't lose the match, right? So I guess it's not as important. The next 2, you can lose, so you got to make sure you play better.
All right, it's fair. It's fair. Yana, it looked like you guys, though, had some combinations going early on in Game 2 and into Game 3 where you'd speed up at them, and then all of a sudden it would create holes. Was it something you guys were seeing?
Well, in the first game, I actually think they were speeding up first, and they really enjoyed the pace. And in the second game, what we changed was we were moving the ball around a little bit better. We were expecting their attacks. We were ready in the middle. Brendan was closing really well, and eventually we got really confident and started speeding up first, and it worked.
All right, well, congratulations, guys. Moving on to Championship Sunday are Brendan Long and Yana Newell. We'll take a quick break. Our second semifinal here on Championship Court. Don't go anywhere.